Welcome to sixth grade math. This is for lesson 145, pages 261 and 262. You also have a speed drill, lesson 145, and we're going to start off with some review. One of the things I want to review is your protractor, okay? So, one of the things that we have done is is measure angles in a circle or out of a circle. I think it might be a little bit harder inside the circle because you may not realize how to measure it, okay? So I'm gonna draw an angle. I don't know how many degrees this angle has because I didn't measure that. I am going to measure it now, okay? So I start with make sure that the dot is in the middle of the vertex. That dot where the two lines come together is the vertex. And then I look over here. And if my angle is a small angle, I start with, I want to make sure that I'm starting counting with the smaller numbers, okay? So if you're doing it from this direction, you're actually just going to make sure that you're on the numbers that are closest to the inside of the protractor, okay? You use the other ones if you're going to hold it if you have an angle that's going the other direction, okay? And so we'll look at that. But this one is almost right on a 60-degree angle. And so if I were to be recording this, I would say that this is a 60-degree angle. It's pretty close, okay? So on these, I want you to make sure that you are getting as close as you can, either to a 5 or to a 0 at the end. So if you are sitting there and you're like, I don't know if that was a 61, maybe it's 59, go with 60. Just do the round number 60. If it was closer to 65, go with 65 and go from there, okay? So, but what I have been doing with your papers that have come back, since I haven't been right there with you to help you with that, is that if you're within 5 degrees, I'm giving it to you, okay? If you're farther off than that, or if you're way off, then I won't give that one to you, okay? So that's a 60-degree angle, okay? So if I were to do one and I make it the other direction, okay? All right, and a little bit of trouble with that one. But I'm gonna show you how to do it from this side, okay? So again, I am making sure I line it up with the dot in the middle, and I look over here, and this angle is just at about 25 degrees, okay? It's pretty close, okay? It's about 25 degrees on an angle, okay? And so I went with the outside line this time. When I looked at my numbers, I counted and I went with the numbers that were on the outside ring of the protractor, okay? If you're gonna do an angle and it's going this direction, you do the outside angle, okay? If it's coming this direction, you go with the inside, okay? So hopefully that helps you. Also, when you get a degree on your angle, look at your angle, take a look and see, okay, this, really identify what type of angle it is. As you're looking at it, you're like, okay, it's like this, it's an acute angle, right? So I should not have a degree that's over 90, and I definitely should not have one that's over 100, right? So that's what I was seeing with some of your angles on a test or a quiz were an acute angle, and you had it over 100 degrees, okay? So you must have been looking at the wrong side of your protractor when you did that, okay? But if you do have an angle, that is an obtuse angle, okay, you should have a number that is over, at least over 90, if not more. This one, again, I'm kind of amazing myself right now. It was about a 135-degree angle, and I didn't measure that at all. I mean, you watched me draw it, and I just was trying to make an obtuse angle, okay? So that's one of your checks, is to say, okay, does this make sense to have to look at this angle and to say that it's 30 degrees? No, it wouldn't, okay? Oh, I thought 125 and I wrote 135. Okay, 125 is the angle. But if you look, about 125 is equal to 55 on the other side. So if I was looking at the wrong side, I could have said that this was a 55-degree angle, but that wouldn't be correct, because this 55 is an acute angle, should be closer to this size, right? But this one is over 100 because it's obtuse, it's big, okay? So hopefully that makes a little more sense. And if you're really still struggling with that, hopefully we can help you out with that. We're going to start something multiplying compound measures, okay? So to multiply compound measures, multiply each unit of the measure individually and then simplify the product, okay? So this is one of the most simple processes that we can do with these compound measures, is multiplying, okay? So we multiply individually. 7 times 3 is 21, and it's inches, right? Okay. This one is going to be feet. 7 times 5, 35. Okay, very good. So 35 feet, 21 inches. How many inches are in 1 foot? 12, okay? Can we get 12 out of 21? Absolutely. All right, so let's subtract 12 from 21 and see what we have. And 11 minus 2 is 9, and then 1 minus 1 is 0. So 9 inches would be left over here, and we have to add how many feet over here? If we're taking 12 inches out, how many feet do we add? 1 foot. Okay, so 1 foot, and we're going to make this 9 inches and 36 feet. So 36 feet, 9 inches is the total on that, okay? So when we take out our, when we simplify, we want to make sure that we convert as many feet over here as we can, okay? If I had gotten 12 or more than 12 when I subtracted, I would have known that I could have done more than that. But that time, 21 minus 12 is 9, so it wouldn't, I can't get any more feet out of it, so we just have the 9 inches left over, okay? Just a quick review on subtraction over here. 2 pecks and 3 quarts minus 4 quarts. Can we do 3 minus 4? No, we cannot. Okay, so we're gonna have to borrow, and we turn this into 1 peck, right? And we add how many quarts are in a peck? 4 quarts in a peck. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, we're going to subtract again. 7 minus 4 is 3 quarts, right? And 1 peck minus 0 is 1 peck. So 1 peck and 3 quarts. Now, how many quarts are in a peck? 4. So we would not need to mess with this at all. 1 peck and 3 quarts is its most simplified form, okay? I'm going to move this down. We're going to do one addition, and then I'm going to let you know what to do, okay? 5 years, 3 months, plus 11 months, plus 2 years and 6 months, okay? So we add our months up first, right? 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 6 is 10, carry a 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, now we add our years. 5 plus 0 plus 1 is 7 years, okay. 20 months. How many months are in a year? That's right, it's 12, okay? So again, we're gonna do the same thing that we did up there. We're gonna subtract 12 from 20. 10 minus 2 is 8. 1 minus 1 is 0, so it's 8. So then we add how many years over here? Because we only have 1, right? So 1 year plus 7 years, and we get 8 months and 8 years, okay? 8 months and 8 years. That's turn that down just so you can see that, okay? So 7 plus 1 is 8. 20 minus 12 is 8. So 8 months, 8 years and 8 months is the total for that, okay? So we just want to make sure that this is in the most simple form so that you, so we say it when we give a measurement or either time or distance or liquid, like the amount of something, then we want to be as concise as we can. We want it to be as small as we can, okay? So it's okay to have like 36 over here, but if we have 36 over here, then we would be looking at way more feet. And so we want to make sure that it is as concise as we can. So that is how to multiply, and then we did review on the addition and subtraction. So on your page, section 1, I'm gonna have you do all of those because that is the process we're doing today. So go ahead and do all of those. But section 2, I'll let you pick 1 addition and 1 subtraction. Make sure you simplify as low as you can go, okay? Section 3, you do not have to do D. Do the other 3, but you don't have to do D. Turning it over to the review section, go ahead and do the formulas just to keep those in your mind. But section 5, you can pick 2 of them to do. Section 6, let's have you do six of them, okay? And then section 7, I'm gonna, let's see, pick 1 from each row. So pick 3, but pick 1 from each row going down, okay? With the percents and the decimals, let's go over a couple of those, okay? So looking at section 6, we'll just do A together, okay? So it says 0.325, okay? If we're gonna change this to percent, how many places are we moving the decimal? 2 places, okay? Just because we have more numbers does not mean we move the decimal more places, okay? That's something that a lot of people get confused when they start this, okay? So we move it 2 places to the right, okay? So it's 32.5%, okay? So that's A. You can write that one down and you can count it as one of your 6, okay? When you have a fraction, or well, a decimal or a fraction, make sure that you have your decimal in the right spot if it's the decimal. If it's a fraction, you don't need the decimal, but make sure that it is sitting there and that it looks like a fraction. So don't make it like if you were to do 1/2 instead, don't do 1 and then have a 2 down there, okay? Because that almost looks like you have 321% over a 2. And so you don't want that. You want to make sure that your fraction is the same size as your number, that your line would basically go in the middle of the number, okay? So if you need to make your other numbers a little bit bigger, the fraction, just try to keep them about the same size so that you don't get confused and I don't get confused, okay? And also your parents. All right, I'm gonna let you get to it, and then we'll make sure that we review some of the other things that I notice that you're struggling a little bit with. Don't get discouraged, but also make sure that you say something if you're really struggling, so that we can help you the best we can, okay? All right, we'll see you next time.